Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Reyes Reflection Podcast. There's been a lot of unexpected benefits of doing the show, one of them being the opportunities to meet new individuals like the one I have today, talking with them, learning some stuff about their professions and who they are. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my next guest, Hamidah from the Hobi platform. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Now, before we get into your apps and all the fascinating stuff about that, I've checked it out a little bit. I want to start off with learning a little bit more of who you are as an individual, your background. So could you please share a little bit?
Yeah. So my background is, all right, I'll start where I'm from. I'm from Africa. I've been here for 10 years. For work, I'm a nurse, but okay, I'm a nurse trying to transition into the tech field, so into the software industry. That's pretty much where I am right now. Like for fun, I like to draw, paint, hula hoop,
So, hula
stuff
hoop.
like that.
I can't hula hoop. I'm awful at it. I don't
Yeah,
I don't know why I can't do that. I see
yeah, I suck at it too, honestly.
you do. I
Yeah, I'm not very good,
I see
but I
kids
just
doing
do
it,
it.
and I'm just like, that's so impressive.
Yeah,
I also can't really jump rope either, and I used to be an athlete,
yeah,
and I can't do the two basic things that you can do on a playground. I can't do. So,
yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
hey, what are you gonna do?
What kind of athlete were you? Or
Not a good one. No, I'm kidding.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. So, I used to play basketball. I used to play soccer. I played
Okay.
football. I've dipped my toes into literally every single sporting. Like I even swam for a little bit. It's just I never
Okay.
found my niche. And now that I've had surgeries and I'm recovering, I find it that I'm much more of a individual athlete, if that makes sense. Like I like to work out myself. As you can see, I'm in my workout
Mhm.
clothes because after this, I'm going to be going to the gym.
Yeah.
So I'm much more of an
Oh, wow.
individual type of guy now.
Mhm.
So I like to do my own cardio, my own lifting. But yeah, no, I did play sports in college, so I'm kind of dogging on myself a little bit here when I say not a good one, but not as good as I wish I was or thought I was, if that makes sense. You know, I thought I was going to the
Mhm.
NBA and thought I was doing all this stuff, but
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Wasn't born with those genes, but
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're doing well for yourself, so
yeah,
that's good. That's good.
exactly. Hey, you gotta make with what you got, right? You gotta make with what you
Yeah.
got.
Mhm.
So you said you went to
Yeah.
school for nursing. Um,
Mhm.
what school did you attend? How was that? And when did you realize that you wanted to transition into no longer being into the medical field?
Okay. So the school I went to was called Mass College of Pharmacy. Have you heard of it? It's in Boston.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
went to
usually.
school right near there. Yeah, yep,
Oh, really?
yeah. I went
Which one?
I went to Wheelock. It's no longer Wheelock. It was bought out by BU.
Okay.
Yeah, but cause
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that's near the Green Line, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Longwood Ave. That's where I went to school. Yeah, I had to commute like 2 hours each way for like 3 years. But yeah, I went to school at MCPHS, and I mean, like, okay, so originally I wanted to be like a psychologist.
Okay.
So in high school, I really like got obsessed with psych
Oh
and like
wow,
mental
fascinating.
health and like what happens, like what goes wrong. Because I actually had kind of like I don't know, I had a tough time in high school,
Hmm.
so that kind of like pointed me in that direction. But then my mom was like, you know what, you should do nursing because like it has psych. Because she's a nurse too. She's like, oh, it has psych, so might as well just do it as opposed to just doing psych. What if you don't like it? What are you gonna
Right.
do? You have to go to school and stuff like that. So I did that. Then I became a psych nurse.
I find it with a lot of families, nursing and
Yeah.
teaching. If you come from a family of nurses and teachers, you start to do
Hmm.
like that in your future too. So
Yeah.
that's just an
Mhm.
interesting tidbit because you said that your mother was a nurse as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like it's kind of the norm too. Like if you're Ugandan and you come here, you kind of expected to be a nurse. Like
Really?
literally either CNA or a nurse. Yeah, it's like the thing. And I'm hoping that with Hobby I can like branch out of there and like make opportunity for Ugandans to like at least go in tech,
Yeah.
because literally like every person who comes, like if you meet a Ugandan, they definitely are a nurse. Like I would say about 80% of the time they will be a nurse if you meet a Ugandan person.
Wow. Okay, I see. That's
Yeah.
that's interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah. So that,
Yeah.
what do you think about nursing makes it more an attractive field for when you migrate from Uganda, or just in general, like, because there are other people as well. So what about nursing do you think people migrate towards that?
I mean, I think it's the job security. Like you never, like my mom said, you never go hungry in healthcare. So like it's the job security. Like also it has very many different fields that you could go into. It's not just like a medical field.
Hmm.
Because people, like I've met a couple psych techs who would tell me they went for psychology because they didn't think nursing ever had psych options in it. Like I was in high school too. I thought that nursing was like my mom does, like medical stuff, like doing like wound care. I didn't like that stuff. Then she's like, no, there's actually a part where you can just work with psych patients. Like you talk to them, like give them medications, of course, and do medical assessments. But for the most part, it's mainly just like a mental health stabilization.
So that's, you were
So
always drawn to the mental health aspect of it. Like that was always
yes, yeah,
yes. Okay.
yeah. Mhm.
Nice. So I see on the hobby platform you find classes based on people's interests, their likes, dislikes. Could you go a little bit more in depth on what the hobby app is and what it's about from the founder itself?
Okay, yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of I take founder with a grain of salt because this is not like a what's it called, like a something that has a backbone yet.
Yeah.
It's more of it hasn't even launched yet. So I wouldn't say like I'm a founder because that's like a big name, but like I'm more like a project manager right now.
I like
But
that. Okay.
yeah,
You're
so
being humble. You're being humble, but that's okay.
no, I'm trying to be realistic because this is my fail. I don't want to count my whatever eggs before they hatch, whatever.
Yeah.
But uh, uh, but so Hobby is an in-person and online skill sharing platform, or it will be, and it has a lot of social aspects. So you can like okay, so when you sign up for the app, it will ask you what interests you like or what you would like to learn about. And when you fill that out, you're put to a discover page where you will find classes near you. You will find online classes and an open to chat feature where you will talk to people who want to talk. For example, if I'm bored, I can go on the app and join open to chat. Then my profile will show up to somebody else in the area who's bored and has the same interest I do. They can send me a message and we can talk. There would be groups, and the groups will be discussions on events. So I can post an event, be like, hey, I want to go to the movies. Like, anybody free to go with me right now? Like, stuff like that. Like, and then also there's mentors where you can find people who are skilled, looking to teach but haven't posted classes. So you can just request a class from them. And like, I mainly want to focus on like soft core skills like skating, learning how to play instruments, like stuff like that doesn't require like like you won't get a certificate from the app. That's what I'm trying to say. It's more of soft core skills. Hoping the future businesses can join in too, and like a restaurant can teach someone how to cook like Italian food, for example. Like that's my like vision. Hopefully.
That's what I
Hmm.
would sign up for. How to learn how to cook, because I'm not a good cook. That's
Yeah.
what I would.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
when you enter the software, your hope is that then you
Mhm.
fill out this questionnaire type of deal, and you can,
Yeah.
and then it will bring you to people who are similarly interested in those interests as well. So that way you're all
Yeah.
kind of trying to achieve the same goals and things like that.
Yeah. Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Basically.
the beauty is in the simplicity. When I hear, I'm thinking about that. I'm like, man, I think I would love to do something in the sense of like maybe go to a dance class that I've never tried, or like I said, a cooking class, and other
Mm.
people who are also like minded and novices and beginners. And I don't feel as
Mm.
insecure if I were to go to a class, because
Yeah.
there could be a situation of they could say beginners, but they could have someone who has an extensive background behind it. They just don't,
Mhm.
they don't have the time to go to like an advanced class or something like that. So I think that that's really
Yeah.
cool. I like it a lot,
Yeah. Thank
actually.
you. Mhm.
That's
Thanks. Thank you.
yeah, that's an impressive
Yeah. Yeah.
impressive feature. I think I, I I think you're going places with that one. So that's
I
awesome.
hope so, I hope so. So like here's what happened. So when I came about this because I suck at hula hooping, and I was like, damn, these online videos are not helping at all, because like the woman would do something and I would slow it down, but still I would not get it.
Hmm.
And I learned best by demonstration and like in-person learning.
Same.
But then the thing is, all these platforms out there just do online videos.
Yep.
It's never like a live like teaching kind of situation. So um that's mainly where the inspiration came from.
And
Yeah.
especially with that, because with it being in the community, you could say, hey, we're all going to meet at this park this time
Yeah.
to practice
Hmm.
hula hooping, skateboarding, roller skating, or even just, we're going to meet at this place to cook or something like that. So, like I said, hey, I would join you in that hula hoop class because I suck at it too. So,
Yeah.
so,
Okay, awesome.
so you have someone who would come with you. So that's awesome.
Okay, yeah. Hmm.
Now, when we conversed prior to you coming on, you had said that you wanted to talk about mental health, and I know you touched on it earlier in the interview. What is your background in advocacy towards mental health? Why does it mean so much to you?
Okay, so my background is, I'm a psych nurse. I've been a psych nurse for the past 2.5 years. And my background, wait, what? That's my background. I'm a psych nurse. And why I care about it so much is, why not? Like, what everybody should care about it a lot, Like, you can't ignore it. It's like everywhere.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and I mean, right now, what's happening like around the world, around the world and in the U.S. too, like there's so much detachment to each other as people. Like, I don't know, like I feel like we dehumanize each other a lot, and
Totally.
people feel very lonely when it's not the case. It's like, I don't know, people do okay, like people get so detached from everybody else, like they put themselves in this little box that I don't know, they feel like either like not human in a way, or like, I don't know, they just dehumanize other people and they end up doing crazy things like school shootings and stuff like that. Like I feel like that's getting more prevalent. Like the suicide rate is skyrocketing, like it's getting worse too. So it's like in the mental health aspect is going downhill. So I feel like not just me, other people should care about it too. Like it's getting worse. I mean, we should do something about it, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're totally right. And as a man who has suffered from mental health myself, it is
Mhm.
something of it is something that means a lot to me because more as you're familiar with the statistics, most suicides are
Mhm.
men. Men
Mhm.
don't speak out. It's
Yeah.
very so when I see those things, it's very hard because I know that there is this sort of stigmatization of you're
Mhm.
weak or you're not strong if you talk about your feelings, right? If you talk about things
Yeah.
that are bothering you. Um,
Mhm.
whereas for women, obviously it's a little bit more common and for them to talk about it, and they still suffer
Mhm.
as well. Everyone does, but you're right. I find it that most of those school shootings are young men who are
Mhm.
clearly suffering and definitely need the help, and they're not seeking it, and that's very challenging to see as a man who has been in that predicament, because I have been in the predicament of just like you said, feeling detached from society, from the world, and feeling
Mhm.
like I'm by myself. I'm isolated on an island, and you can have people that will
Mhm.
talk to you, but you still
Yeah.
feel alone. You still feel like you're the only
Yeah.
person, and you just kind of are going through the motions, and you feel like life isn't worth living. So I really hope
Mhm.
that we can get to a place in which we're comfortable just sharing. I'm not doing well, and that's okay. I think like I think it's I don't think people share enough when they say I'm having a bad day, and I find it with
Mhm.
this with mental illness. Now I'm about to go in a rabbit hole about this, but a lot
No,
of
it's okay.
a lot of times, you know how like when you get a stomach ache, you think to yourself,
Mhm.
"Hey, what did I eat or what did I do like that caused me to
Yeah.
like have this?" And
Mhm.
sometimes your stomach just reacts just cuz you don't know why. It's just reacting to something.
Yeah.
I share that
Mhm.
because of this. With mental health,
Mhm.
for some reason, we think it's a chemical imbalance in our brain. We think that we think that you have to have something wrong, that you can't just wake up and be like, hey, mentally I'm not doing okay today. It's just as
Mm,
normal as you waking up with sore joints or a stomach ache. But we think to
mm,
ourselves, what did I do to cause this? And then you put yourself in this little into a worse hole of,
yeah.
I'm an awful person. I wrong this.
Mm,
I must be feeling this way because I'm a loser or I'm not successful or something like
mm,
that. When in reality, it's like, no, you could just not be feeling good because you don't feel good today, and that's okay. No one's going to judge you for
yeah.
that. But unfortunately, I
Mm,
think we are in a place in which there is some judgment. There will
mm,
always be judgment, but hopefully we're at a place
yeah.
where there's more non-judgment than there is judgment, if that makes sense. There's more love and acceptance to it. That's what I'm
Yeah.
hoping for.
Yeah. Like I know, okay, when I was going through a tough time, I listened to this book because I hate reading. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
And no, it's nice. It's a good book. And then
What's it
the
called?
guy was
I want to write this down. What's it called?
okay, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
I love it.
Yeah. So it's like it gives an example about this guy, like how about in the olden days when you wake up and you feel like crap, you're like, damn, I feel like crap today. Then you move on with your life.
Yep.
But nowadays, you're like, damn, I feel like crap. Then you look on social media and then you see people like on a boat in Paris or whatever, like doing all these things. And you're like, damn, something must be wrong with me because everybody else seems to be doing like so great. Like,
Yep.
but yeah, but then you forget that they're showing their like the best face too. It's not reality. It's just like a
Totally.
what they want you to believe. Yeah.
I think social media has played a big part of it. Social media
Yeah.
wasn't big when I was in high school and college. It wasn't big. We just had Twitter. So it wasn't. I
Mhm.
mean, we had Facebook too, but it wasn't popping off the way it was. As much as I like Instagram, I think sometimes they cause the biggest insecurities to people. I will admit. I
Yeah.
think the like feature pisses me off. I think it's like you should just like one of the things that I like about I've never used it, but I've heard about it. Visco is you don't see any like you can just put whatever you want, put whatever
Mhm.
caption, and just
Mhm.
because you want to. And I think more often than
Yeah.
not, people are not secure in themselves enough to be like, "Hey, this just means a lot to me. I'm just gonna post it." Oh, I'm not going
Mhm.
to because of all these likes, and it causes all these younger people, male
Mhm.
and females, to
Mhm.
need to portray a certain way or act a certain way. And now
Yeah.
you're almost involuntarily causing yourself a
Mhm.
mental health crisis because you're
Mhm.
now needing to portray a certain character and not who you want to be. So you're creating
Yeah.
this weird dichotomy within yourself that now you're
Mhm.
like, to this, I have to be a certain way. Really, I'm like
Mhm.
this, but on social media, I have to look like this. So,
Yeah. Mhm.
so I know that bipolar and multi-personal personality disorders have this like stigma, but you almost involuntarily do that to yourself when
Mhm.
you are so fixated and focused on I need this for my validation, and it's like
Mhm.
I've read something that said I know people with like 200, 300 likes and they really don't have
Mhm.
many friends. I know people with like 8 or 10, but those 8 or 10 people are their ride or dies. They will go with them to the
Yeah.
very end. They will,
Mhm.
and I thought about that. I'm like, that's kind of true. That's really true. That like it's just it's one of those things. It's kind of disappointing to see because I know that certain systems don't want to change their algorithms to help those younger minds, especially during those vulnerable, insecure stages. But hopefully, with an
Yeah.
app like yours, you can help change that narrative. Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, because like also that the thing I like about or actually that I was trying to do with my app too is to remove the what's it called, like the social competition.
Yep.
So like for example, um everything is location based, so basically like no one's going to be getting famous on the app. Like you don't see the amount of followers that you have. Like you're just like, for example, I'm if I was in Boston, I would just log on and see people around Boston. I can talk to them, befriend them, but there's not like an aspect whereby, oh, I have to get the most followers. Like for posting too, you cannot post until you like attend an event or go to a class. So I'm hoping that this will not break the app, but I made it in a way that you don't post nonsense,
Yeah.
like just to get like social validation. It's like you only post about a class you've been to or an event that you've been to. Like that's the only way you can post. So
And now, is
yeah.
it going to be only one that only the app itself that you've signed up for done through the app?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Hmm.
That's good, because then it will be the people who are also there too, and it will kind of be
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, that was a great time. Yeah, I love that. Whereas like
Hmm.
I can go ahead and I can go do something right now, post about it, and 90% of people are going to be like, so, well, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
what the fuck's that got to do with me? You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, like you went and did a cooking class. Good for you. Like, I don't care. And they just kind of like
Mhm.
go by it. Whereas in your app, it'll be people who will be like, hey, I was also there too. Oh my gosh, that was so funny that you tried to put
Yeah.
baking soda instead of flour. Oh my gosh, and then it exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
create like a story, and it'll create a deeper, richer bond, I think, in my opinion. But I'm
Yeah.
also very excited when I hear things like this, because I love startup companies, and I love hearing it, and I'm like,
Oh, awesome.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm always about it. I'm always like, man, I really hope that it blows up, because I would love to kind of be
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I love that app when it first started. So
Yeah.
my next question is, how do you think your app can help individuals battling mental health?
Okay, so again, like this goes back into the aspect of providing support, a support system.
Hmm.
So I actually have a category on the app called like mental health
No way.
on there.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can join like okay, so when you join the app, you can pick mental health or like health and fitness, whatever. So you again pick whatever is most important to you. I have like 20 categories. Um, And again, from there, like if you had picked mental health, for example, you probably see groups to do with mental health. Like you would see like the anxiety group, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Have you heard of Meetup?
No, I'm not familiar. Is that another app?
Yeah, it's another app.
Okay. And
Yeah, and
what's the point of
again,
that
like
app?
mhm.
Oh wait, I think I have. It's when you like go meet people to talk to them, right?
No, it's like yeah, like there's you. It's where you see a bunch of events in the city.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, no, I don't think I know this
Yeah,
one then.
no, yeah, like it's like it's basically just groups,
Okay.
and the admins will post some events sometimes. Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
but basically, yeah. So like when I first started too, I found like wow, there's an app called Meetup, and it's like doing what I'm trying to do, kind of. But again, I have the class aspects. I was like, I'll just continue on my niche for classes and stuff like that. But so when you go on Meetup, you find like groups, and one of the groups that I found was like depression group, stuff like that. Like and like my app will kind of have that too, like it will have whereby like this a depression group, anxiety group, whatever, you can join it, talk about your difficulties with people. You can join all types of stuff, like it's not just also just focusing on like a mental illness group too, it's like doing fun stuff group as well, like I don't know, like roller skating too. You find basically it just gives you support, a support system and mentors to get into any new hobbies that you're trying to get into. And I think that would help someone with mental illness not to feel as lonely, and it will give them incentive to actually reach out to people. Because like when they're on an app like Facebook or Instagram, actually, or even Meetup too, there's no incentive for me to talk to somebody else. You know what I mean? It's more so just go to events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas with Hobby, there's actually a feature that says, "Hey, I'm somebody who's looking to talk to people. Like, send me a message. Like, I'm open." So it's like, for example, if I was to go on Instagram and just message you, "Hey, how are you doing? My name is Hamidah," out of nowhere, like that'll be, it's not, it's not what Instagram is used for. You know what I mean? It's people are like, oh, that'd be like me sliding into your DMs, and that has a
Yeah.
all different connotation to it. You know what I mean?
That would be,
So it's
yeah,
like,
I'd be like, what? Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, so like hobby is like a place where that is a common thing. Like you're supposed to go a meetup and like talk to people and like talk like stuff like that. Yeah.
So it's normalized to go ahead and quote slide in a DM and say, obviously not in that regard, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like, hey, do you want to go hang out? Do you want to, or I see that you're interested in this. Would you like to try that? If
Yeah.
you're free, yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think that that's a good way of trying to be inclusive and include everyone and get everyone to step out of their comfort zone a little bit. Cause I think we all have to do that a little bit too when it comes to trying new hobbies. When it comes to trying new hobbies, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. But that's how you find out if you like things or you don't like things. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
that's a very good point. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
we don't want that. We don't want that. It's not going to be a new Tinder here, right? No, we
Yeah,
don't.
no. It's not. No, it's definitely not the new Tinder. I hope not. No. Yeah, because Tinder is like, yeah. I know if you've been on Tinder, but I was there for was it like a week, and I deleted my app because it was ridiculous. Yeah, I think that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is right now, but yeah,
No,
no.
no, never done it. I mean, I've had friends who have done it. I've had some
Yeah.
friends who have found love doing it. I mean, good for them.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that is like
yeah.
a needle in a haystack.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
no, it is, it is. I won't call the people out on the show, but there are some people who
Mhm.
have. I hope you're listening because you know who I'm talking about. So, anyways, any final words you want to say about your app or yourself before, and how can people get in touch with you to try to get behind this app and get to learn more about it?
Mhm. All right. So final words is I have a landing page right now out. It's called gethobi.com. And I actually have my Instagram too. Like it has a landing page there too called Hobby Platform. So how to get in touch with me? You can like message me, DM me on Instagram. Anybody wants
Appropriately, appropriately.
huh?
I said appropriately, people,
Yes,
appropriately.
appropriate. Yeah, so yeah, the Instagram and yeah, pretty much on the because you can go sign up or like pre-sign up for the app on the landing page. You can put your name there, put your interest, what you want to learn, and your location, and that just helps me have like a gist of where people are and what they want to learn. So right now the app is actually in the Play Store, and it will be in no, it's in the App Store. We'll be in the Play Store sometime today for um, beta testing. So it's like public testing. So I have initial users right now going onto the app and just checking it out to tell me what they like about it, what they don't like about it, stuff like that. Then maybe in a week or two, I will actually go live and really launch it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're planning on launching it maybe next week if the original data from the beta looks good.
Yeah. So like in a week or two, yeah, because they have to like pre-launch marketing stuff too. So I'm mainly holding off because of the pre-launch marketing. That's why I'm trying to like do that. I'm
Okay.
working with a company right now to help me with that. So they were like, no, you can't, because I wanted to launch it actually June 1st, but they told me you should wait so that we can do pre-launch marketing before you launch it because you want to launch the crickets. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. Do
Wow.
that. Hmm.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
So, and it's HOBI for people.
Yes.
Yeah, HOBI platform on Instagram.
Mhm.
DM her. It's got to be appropriately. If not, you also have Nathanael coming at you too. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Totally messing. So, anyways, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you chopping it up with a knucklehead like myself. Remember to subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And as always, may you live, may you love, and may you thrive. Until next time, take care, everyone.